Let's take a moment to recap what we learned in this module. When we started out, we talked about vector data concepts and raster data concepts, comparing and understanding the different structures that underlie these two fundamental GIS data types. Vector is built on point coordinates and generalizing data to points, lines, polygons, and areas, right? And raster data is built on this concept of the cell, where each cell uses one value and we have many cells to cover a landscape. Depending upon what your analysis is, you choose one of these data types for your work. We finished that first lesson off by talking about scale and the implications of scale on your data as you create it. In the second lesson, we initially started out by learning about how to manage data in Arc Catalog, both creating and deleting data from within Arc Catalog. Then we moved on to data design, starting with attribute types in ArcGIS. We learned about integers and floating point numbers, as well as text-based strings, and what it means when we create fields of those data types and the limitations it imposes on each of those fields. From there, we moved on to learning about using vector attribute tables, a little more advanced than we did in the previous course, some of the different features available to us when we're actually viewing an attribute table in ArcGIS. And after that, we started our 3-lesson marathon on separating our data out so that we can join it back together again. We started by learning about primary and foreign keys and how those enable us to separate our data tables out so that we can create a relational database. And then in the next 2 lectures, we learned about actually doing that. And we took a data structure that we had, a data table that we had, and started adding components onto it and saw the implications for how we needed to separate the data and create our relationships to join it back together again. Putting all of this together, you now have the basic building blocks to create new data, especially in the vector data type. And that's what we're gonna do starting in the next module. See you there.